Hey guys, it's Diane. So I'm getting ready to do some resin work, and I just wanted to include you in on a few things. You can get, the stone coat metallics and colors, and you can spend the money and get the Resin paste, which I got 3 of, or the just resin paste as well, which is not cheap. But another thing you can do, and they have it on Etsy, is you can get some other colors from some Etsy stores. Like this is Peacock Feather. This one's called Cat's Eyes, which looks, I don't know, looks a little greenish black. This one is called To Battle, which is silver. Mother of Pearl, which is like a pink. And this one is called Seafoam. And then I have some others that I got. This one is called, I really can't even remember it, but it looks to me like it's a hot pink. This one is called Arabian Nights, which kind of looks like a thicker glitter, copper glitter. This one is called Gingerbread, which again, it looks darker than just bronze. I do like this cobalt because I love my cobalt blue. And then this one is called American Beauty Rose. So there's that. But a lot of these pigments are not necessarily made for resin. They can be used in resin. Heck, you can take your eye makeup, which some of this might actually be, and you can scrape it out and put it in a bag and mix it in your resin and make a color. So, your eyeshadows. So that's always an option. I did get this Diamond Dust by Floracraft, so I could use that in some resin, and that looks really cool. That was not expensive. I don't remember, but it wasn't expensive. Here is what expensive is, and do not bother getting it, because I did not read how much I was getting when I spent the money. So this, I hope this is in where you can read it. This is called Ice Resin, and it is glass glitter shards. This one is called Ocean in my hand. And then I have another one called Wintergreen, which I'll also put there. And they're only 0.45 ounces, which I did not read before I spent $8 on each of these tiny little glitters. So don't do this. What you can do is what I'm going to do, and I saw online, and I will put a link below to one of the people who I saw it and showed me. You can go to the dollar store and get these glass gems. My dollar store right now has them in blue, and they have them in white. They also have these sea glass ones, which I'm not sure if I can crack, but if I can, I'm all about that. Anyway, you heat these up. There's 2 ways of doing it. One way shows you to do it in a pan on top of the stove. Then you put it into a bucket of ice water, which essentially then cracks the glass, right? So then you just take the glass beads, put them down on something hard. They say tile, but I would actually go into my garage and do it on the floor. And once it cracks from going to hot to cold, you can hit it with a hammer and see how it breaks up, and then just hit it the more you want it to break up. So, $1, which I imagine I will get a lot of shards out of, I'm just going to call them shards, versus this tiny little ice resin 0.45 ounce that I spent $8 on. Don't make my mistakes. That's why I'm sharing. So I also got, they had this black, they only have black, but they had this black sand at the dollar store. Again, one pretty large bag here. It says 1.1 pounds that you can use on your resin accents, you know, for the pours. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to try and dye it. And I know it's black, but I'm going to try and coat it with another color. And if I have to, I'll even bake it. And see how that turns out. But I will show you that in a future video. Another thing that I got at the dollar store are these little rocks. They just call them decorative stones. Now these are white and they're small, which I like. But one thing I learned is they're full of dust. So you have to make sure you wash off not just these, but anything that is actual stone. Wash it off before you use it. I also got these larger stones, which I'm not sure what I'll use those for yet, but again, they were at the dollar store. So, and I'll wash those too before I would ever use them. But as you may be able to tell, what I'm going to do first, I do plan on doing a resin pour. But I have all of these little jewelry things to make, including this one, which I am going to use to make, you know, some of the ribbons. And I plan to do that maybe tonight. If I do, I will record it. I've used these already, and you can see what, if you watch Christina Welch, she was talking about when you do resin and it sticks to these, like, I mean, that one just came right off, but you have to clean them really well because it gets all these hard little areas. So anyway, I also wanted to mention, you can use any acrylic paint to make any color you want, and you can also just use plain old glitter and put it in there. I got these glitters again at the dollar store. In other words, aside from my mistake of buying this, which I will not use until I know how to do a decent resin painting, there are cheaper ways, if you look, than spending a fortune to make resin pieces. So I just wanted to show you this. I'm really looking forward to this. This is the Tree of Life. I'm looking forward to filling that and seeing how that turns out. And I'm also looking forward to doing these ribbons. I think that'll be good. I also got this one. It's a butterfly. Not sure how well you can see that. There's 3 different kinds of butterflies. So I'm going to try and use some different colors in it. So let me mix up some resin, and then you can watch me pour some jewelry. And then I will try to do a resin painting on my next video. All right. Well, I hope you're having a good day. And I will be right back.